Welcome to the Success Journey Show. Let's travel together through the lives of individuals on the road to success.
Hey, what's going on, travelers? It's Ricky Ventures and Marlon Manning again for another week of the Success Journey Show. Marlon, what's good, bro? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. Age is catching up.
Talk about it.
You know what happened? Young guys been having injuries too. But I got 2 shots in my knees, synthetic. The recruiters let me know that's what Kobe did in Germany before they legalized it over here. I got that on Wednesday. I was feeling great. I mean, I thought I didn't feel no pain in my knee, and went out and played basketball. But I went hard. I had to show these young boys, like, yo,
my knees are back. My knees are back.
I balled out too. They were like, man, you are balling out. But then my knee this morning said, yeah, we're going to cut you off, brother. So I had to having to go to the hospital again. And they said I had a slight tear in my patella, one of those tendons down there. So I had a slight tear, nothing to have surgery about, but I have to rest it. He said, stay off of it for 2 weeks at least before I put it back again, and then check it out again. So that's what I'm doing right now. Also, Rick, I didn't even want to move him to make it look any different.
Yeah.
All these boxes and everything.
Yeah.
All that came was these bags.
Yes, sir.
Have them. If you see it up close, it's a 6. We have our logo and everything. We have a blue one, a black one, and a brown and gray one, and
yeah,
guys, people are loving it. So
yeah,
definitely gonna put that on a link there on our website, and we're gonna be also on Amazon. We're stepping it up. We're bringing it up a little notch.
Yeah,
so that
for sure.
And get some of that stuff.
It's funny because when I showed it to my kids, they were like, "Oh, that's a nice bag," and I was like, "Yeah, look at my bags, man." They're like, "Oh man, that's a nice bag." Then I said, Wait a minute. Success Journey Show? Oh man, that's your bags, man. I was like, yeah. They were like, yo, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. So yeah guys, man, it's been, like we told you earlier this year, man, we're gonna pick it up a little bit, and still got the t-shirts, get the bags, and just trying to find ways to continue to support this platform, keep this platform going, keep the good message going out to the world, so that people can hear these stories of success. So hey Marlon, man, on top of where they can get the bags, why don't you share with our new listeners and our old ones, remind them where they could check out our previous podcasts.
All right. Hey, once again, you're gonna find a little theme here, right? The successjourneyshow.com is our website. And as you may guess, Success Journey Show is our Instagram handle and our Facebook handle. And then Twitter is success_show. And if you go to YouTube, we're trying to push everybody to YouTube because everybody's more visual now, especially since the pandemic. We are there at the Success Journey Show. So you guys can look for us. You'll see a lot of our interviews. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Thumbs up will help our algorithms. I'm gonna tell you straight up, because I'm figuring out that we have to give you guys instructions, and you guys will do exactly what we say.
Yes,
so
sir.
give us
Yes,
a thumbs up. Leave comments too, and then that will help our algorithm, so we'll get more views.
Yes, sir. Well, hey guys, man, it's that time of the show. It's that time, and without further ado, I'm going to make an announcement and just introduce our guest for today. So without any further ado, what does that mean? Further ado? Am I saying that right? Without any further ado.
Hey, trust me, I've heard it all the time. You said it right. I don't know what it means, but you said it.
Yeah, right. All these words, man, are these slogans everyone we be picking up on over the years, right? But anyways, guys, man, like I said, we have a special guest with us today. It's a good friend, a brother of mine, man. We met, almost 8 years ago now, and none other than Dr. Donny R. Donny, welcome to the Success Journey Show, my brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Man, thanks for agreeing to be a guest, man, and sharing your story. So why don't you start off by just sharing a little bit about, who you are and just a
Sure,
little bit about your journey.
sure. So I think, I mean, if you want to be philosophical, my journey has started since the beginning of time when God thought of me. And trust me, I have been on a journey that I am thankful that I've been on. So originally from Louisiana, Grambling, Louisiana. So I don't know if you see the Florida leaf in the background
Yeah.
at my mom's house, and represent
Yes,
who
sir.
that
Yeah,
nation
yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Went to Oakwood College, which is now Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, for my undergrad degree. Um, got into healthcare, became an EMT. Moved to New York after getting accepted into PA school. Um, got my PA training, which is a physician assistant. Been a PA 16 years now. Moved from New York to Maryland, and then from Maryland to Atlanta. But throughout each move has been a journey that has been guided by God's hand. And I can truly see him in every step of the way that I've been in. Whether it's one incident or multiple incidences, I have seen him in every step of the way, from my schooling to where I am now. So my journey has definitely been a one that is a testimony.
No, I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Love it, man. Love it. It's funny when you summarized it that quick and that short snapshot. It reminded me, for those that read the Bible out there, you read the story of Joseph, and you hear a story just go from chapter to chapter, not realize it was
Mhm.
like 17 years time span.
Yes, right,
Going through it, right?
exactly,
So it was like, yeah, it was
exactly.
rough. Like, oh, it was rough for like a day. No, it was like
No,
years, months.
right. 14 years in Maryland. We lived in Maryland for 14 years. So
Man.
I say when I moved from New York to Maryland, on the latter end of my time in New York, I met my wife. So some of it, Quantrilla Ard. She goes by Quani, but she and I met, reacquainted ourselves because we knew each other at Oakwood. However, I was a senior and she was a freshman, and I was involved at the time with someone, but I saw her and knew of her. And then I don't know how many of y'all remember High Five.
Remember that joint?
Yeah, this was before Facebook
Yeah.
and
And
after
MySpace. Oh,
MySpace.
after
Yeah, I
MySpace.
think
That's right. That
That
it
it
was,
was
was kind of
I
was.
know
it was
exactly
right
what
in the
you
middle.
Yep.
It was right in the middle, and so we reconnected on there, and God put that union together, and here we are with 3 kids later and 2 PhDs. I'm a PA as well, but yeah, we did it. But yeah, you're right. That chapter is longer than what I just said.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, you guys were in Maryland, right?
Hmm.
Talk about Maryland a little bit, man. That journey when you
Sure.
guys started off. Yep.
Yeah. So it, it, I always knew I wanted to be in Maryland, but the journey to get to Maryland didn't happen the timing that I wanted to happen.
Mm.
Uh, I went to when I was in New York the first time. I initially applied for a position. I was like, I know I got this. The position I applied for, they even wanted me. They even called and said, "We want you." But then there was a lack of communication thereafter, and they did not call me back. So that wasn't the time for me to go. Called them, 2 years later, I went and applied for another job. The interview was worse than the first one.
Oh man.
Like, I barely saw anybody. I almost was late. The interview for that position, I should not have gotten the job. Then, come to find out, as far as living, I found an apartment sooner than I did. Actually, a college friend of ours needed a roommate. The person that was staying with them was moving out, and they needed somebody to come in. So the timing, God's timing,
Yeah.
what we think we're supposed to be doing and when we're supposed to do it, it doesn't always happen that way. And so I say that to say, if you have a plan and you think it is what God is wanting you to do, and a door shut, just continue living your life, continue keeping that relationship with God, and trust me, a door closed is a blessing opening somewhere else. So don't worry about that door closing. If that is what you're supposed to be doing in life, take the journey and take the ride that God has prepared for you, because each step of the way you're gonna learn something new for the next door that shuts.
What are you talking about, Donnie? Man, that only happened to you one time, man. You can't make that assumption after that only happened to you one time, man, in life, man.
Man, how long have you been living? How many doors have you had shut in your face? Marlon, tell me, how many doors? I'm pretty sure it's more than one.
A lot.
Exactly.
And they still happen till today.
Exactly. So you're right. It happened once at that time. Even when we got married, me and Kwani, we got married. Prior to us getting married, we talked about finances. How are we going to do finances? She told me straight out, once I get pregnant and have children, I'm not working. I said, yeah, that's okay, whatever. Okay. She told me this before we got married. She told me this. Yo, my wife has not worked a traditional 9 to 5 since 2009. And we lived in Maryland.
Yeah.
We owned 2 homes at the time. This was before we moved. We owned 2 homes. We had transportation. We had clothes. We had food. We had food enough to be able to have people come over. Y'all been over to the house.
Yep.
God blesses the food. Yeah. We even put our children through Christian education at a point for a period of time. We both were in school. So when I say a door shut and a blessing comes, right behind it, that's what I mean. For my wife not to be able to work in Maryland, where it's very expensive, we had homes that, usually required 2 incomes to really have. That is something that I can say that God did that. When my wife told me what she was going to do, and I was like, okay, this is what God was going to prepare us. God is going to take care of us. And to this day, if I try to do it my way, it doesn't work. It never works.
Yeah.
And even when I think that I'm doing okay, there's always something that I missed or something I forgot. But when I let God take care of me on these journeys, I let him shut the doors and I wait for the doors to open. He is always going to open the right door, and things are going to work out.
Yeah.
Always.
Hey, Doc, a couple things that you said there that I want to unpack. Twofold question. So you said you and your wife, before you got married, sat down and you guys talked about finance. So I want you to talk about the importance of that. And then also, you said, I let God shut the door and then I wait for him to open another one. Explain to the listeners, because now somebody's saying, okay, then I should just sit down on the couch and chill and God open it up. So explain what you're waiting or letting God open the other door. What are you doing in the interim while you're waiting for God? So the finance and then the door shut.
So 2 good questions. So the finances, when I say that's important, because you never know what someone's financial experience or education is when you get in a relationship. So to be able to have the mindset to sit down and say, let's talk about how finances are going to work in our home. I mean, you can take advice from other people, and that's good. But that conversation is critical. How do you spend money? Why do you spend money? What are you spending it on? Who you giving it to?
Yeah.
Do you save? What does your financial outlook look like? I mean, I'm very fortunate that we have a friend of ours who was able to be a financial advisor, still is to this day, and has helped us get life insurance, helped us with planning for our children's college funds, giving us tax advice, all these things. Because really that first 2 years of marriage that we were together, and although the finances were okay, I was still a stickler because I knew what I used to have, which was nothing. and I didn't want to go back to that.
Yeah,
She came from a carefree experience. So bringing those two together, they're like butting heads at first. So honestly, the first couple of arguments, major arguments, was over money. Those first couple of arguments were over. It goes right into money. It's like, and then you're fighting over why did you? And again, remember, she said she wasn't gonna work, so we didn't have. We only had like a year and a half before she became pregnant in that first year and a half of marriage. So now we got to bring in a baby. So the fact that we had a chance to talk about it and educate each other on each other's finances and what our expectations were, that helped. Even though we had those arguments, we went back to the basics. Okay, let's do this. And some of my tendencies got better, to the point where I wasn't checking the banking account every day. Like, what's going to really change between 12 o'clock? Like, I did get paid, but it was an annoyance to her. So why are you taking? It's like, dude, I didn't get nothing's changed. So my habits and my tendencies changed. So again, the importance of being able to sit down and talk about those financial goals, your financial expectations, and I encourage you, if you do not, I encourage you to give some type of offering or tithe to your whatever your beliefs are, wherever you want to put it. Do that first. I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience. Or when you try to do it your way or hold on to what you think you don't have to give up, it goes quicker.
Yeah, for sure.
It really goes away quicker. And you're like, dang.
I thought I had a little more. Yeah. I thought I did the math right in my head. You know, I should
exactly. And then all of a sudden, a $400 bill comes up. You're like, where'd that come from? So that was very important for us.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah, let me interrupt you real quick. So, as you're talking about that and answering that question, a lot, she said, "Hey, I'm not going to be working." You guys are young in marriage. You guys are young kids. She said, "Hey, I'm going to be home," and you're like, okay, as the man in the house now, on top of all the roles that you guys, you fulfill, now it's like, okay, the financial lift is on me. And you went through your schooling and you went through towards a great profession and as a PA. But what did that put in your mindset and said, okay, I am going to be the sole provider for my family. How do I have to orchestrate and operate in my life so that I can be that, and also so that my family, we can realize some of the dreams that we have, because a lot of this is resting on my shoulders right now.
Yeah. So I think when you have a great example of what a man is supposed to be and how a man is supposed to take care of their home, I say that because I had my father who was able to go out into the workforce and take care of his family. So I had the example.
Yeah.
Now, what if you say, well, I don't have that example? Find somebody find somebody. Let that person teach you how to be a provider, a protector of your family. So for me, it was, okay, she's going to stay home. She's going to work from home. And I had to learn quickly that, I'm sorry, didn't have to. I learned quickly that staying at home is harder than going out to the workforce.
Shoot, I'll go out any day of the week. I will go out any day of the week.
I was telling people I leave the house and I feel better when I left the house to work than to take care of my own kids in the house to babysit. No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I love my family. They love their mother to the point where we decided to homeschool them, and it went without skipping a beat. They were on it. They loved it.
Yeah.
Because they had been around her since they'd been born.
Yeah.
So the nurturing there, the caring, everything was there. But to your point though, to your question though, Ricky, my dad, my brother, the male figures in my life that I saw, that was what made me become the person I am as far as being a provider. If I needed to work 2 jobs or 2 shifts, I say, hey, babe, we want to do this. I'm gonna do it. And she's like, okay, I understand. So there were times where I had to 24-hour shifts, but she understood. So it was a risk benefit reward for us. It was a give and take. So she understood I may have to work longer hours, but she also understood that I also understood she was at home taking care of the kids. We didn't have to worry about it. And again, I'm not taking away from anybody that has to do it, but the benefit for us was if someone was sick, Quanta could go pick them up. If someone couldn't go to school, Quanta could stay at home for them. If somebody needed to go to a parent-teacher conference, Quanta could do it. So the benefits were great. But at the same time, I was saying, like, Lord, we still need money. That was always taken care of, though. That was always taken care of. I worked. I had the income of 2 people.
And
the average Maryland base salary, whatever it means, that's what I had. 2 people. That's what I was bringing home. So God covered, man. He covered.
And that's where I want the travelers to hear. It's like you kind of like you guys made an agreement coming into this, and in that agreement, it sacrifices on her end big time to say, hey, I'm not going to go into my career that I studied for. And like you guys, I don't know if you guys missed it. She's also a PhD as well. What is her thing? Her handle? PhD mom.
She's PhD mama.
PhD mama.
Yeah, M-A-M-A. Mama. M-A-M-M-A. Yeah. So there is an M-A-M-A. She's an M-A-M-M-A.
MMA. Go check it out. She has a lot of good stuff out there, written material, blogs, and things of that nature. But she said, I'm gonna study. I'm not gonna go out. Donny, Dr. Art said, hey, we got to still make this thing happen. And I know you're pulling a lot of weight at home with the kids and doing what you got to do there. That's a full-time job within itself. I'm going to go out and I may have to work 24 hours. I may have to work. And now listen, guys, he said he may have to work 24 hours. Now, half the people out here struggle doing 8 hours. He just did 3 times. 3 times. I did the math right. 3 times your 1 day's worth of work, because he knew his wife was putting it in at home. He was at work. So I got to do this because we still have dreams. We want to do this. We want to do this with the family that costs money. So I got to do this part of it. And he was willing to make those sacrifices. Why? Because it came to an agreement. And I don't want anyone to get the impression, and in our show, like you don't have to work for this. Like you got to work to go after your dream and what you want, and it's not going to be easy at times.
And I think that's a great segue to answer Marlon's second question. What did I do while I was waiting? I was working. I was praying. I was searching. Faith without works is dead. Right. So if a door closed, I always continued to search for the next door that was waiting for me to be open. It may have been a year, it may have been 2 months, it may have been 2 years. But the door and the journeys, the doors that I have gone through for a reason. I can look back and say that journey stop was preparing me for this journey stop.
Correct.
And this journey stop is going to prepare me for that journey stop. Every stop and every step of the way that I've been going through has helped me with where I am right now for the time that I'm in. I literally look at this journey and what I do as a ministry. Like I'm supposed to do something here, touch somebody, leave a seed, do whatever the case may be, and then I'm on to the next place. Maryland was for 14 years. And let me tell you, the journey from Maryland to here is, I don't think you have enough time to hear everything that happened.
Oh man, I want to hear something more.
Okay, so listen, let's just get to the chase. The journey from Maryland to here started I took a position at a historically black college in DC, Howard. Took a position. So again, I'm a clinical PA, and I've been working clinically for years. Worked at a small PA school in the area. Had some turmoil go on there. Moved from there and took a head position at Howard University.
Yeah.
Okay. While I was at Howard, I met my now boss. Didn't know that was going to be my boss when I met them. Okay. This person was helping me. So we're trying to get the program together at Howard. I'm speaking with this person. I'll leave names out, but she was helping me and everything and was trying to recruit me. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay here. Okay. So that stint was from 2019 to 2020. Okay. August 2020, I decided to step away from the position and went back clinical. Okay. During that time, I was like, I need to find something full time because I need healthcare for my family. So healthcare was always driving me. I got to get healthcare for my family. So that's
was that 2020 or 2019?
I'm sorry, 2020.
That's
2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
2020. I'm sorry, 2019.
19. Yeah, I was going to say 19.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2019. Sorry. So 2018 to 2019. So 2019, I'm like, okay, this was August. I'll never forget it because I resigned on my birthday. That was my birthday gift to myself.
We'll leave that there then.
But listen, y'all, when you step away from something and not knowing where you're gonna go, it's a scary feeling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Very scary. Okay. And that was something that I was like, I can't do this anymore because, however, I went there for a reason, and I'll get that. All right. So 2019, I go back. I had always been working clinical, so I go back to working more hours where I was working clinically. Okay, at a hospital. And in that time, I got an opportunity to go back to another position that I had been at before I went from a clinical full-time to academia full-time. This place paid really well, okay, to the point where I didn't need 3 or 4 jobs. They paid well, okay? So when I was trying to get this position, mind you, I used to work there, and I left in a good standing. It took forever for me to get back on. I had the interview in September. I had the interview in September. I didn't start working till January.
Wow.
During that time, things just went right, but I forced it, and it happened. Okay. During this time, we had a renter. Okay. The renter decided to stop paying us rent in December of 2019.
Before the pandemic started getting crazy.
Exactly. So 2019, this person moved in October. They paid October and November. They paid December. They stopped paying in December. So January didn't pay. I started working at this new place. So now we have paid off credit cards. So I'm pulling money to pay rent and our mortgage. February 2020, still no rent, still working at this place. I go to court to get the guy kicked out. Missed work for that, but told my manager. March, I get an email saying, hey, we're not exactly happy with your performance. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, you've missed a couple of days. Like, well, I've been sick. This is right before a pandemic hit in Maryland. Like when they start about to shut everything down. I said, okay. This person gives me I send an email saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'll never be late again. I'll always make sure I'm on time. You all know me. I can work well, everything. The surgeons love me. So, and I'm still dealing with somebody not paying me rent. And we decided that same year to homeschool. So we're saving $1,500 from school that we were saving, and
Yeah.
then this. So March, the next day, March 11th, which is like a Wednesday, I get the person wants to see me in the office. Before I go into the office, I send a text message to the person who was trying to help me in Howard. I send them a text message say, "Hey, how is everything going in Morehouse?" They send that email or text message back. "We are great. Have you moved to Atlanta yet?" I was like, "No, I'm good. What are you talking about?" "Well, whenever you move, I have a job for you." Okay, cool. I go into my office, sit down, go to the meeting. "Donnie, we're gonna let you go."
Mm.
This is an hour later
Yes.
from that text message. I said, "Excuse me, you're gonna do what?" I said, "Please don't do this to me." I said, I won't have health insurance for my family. I don't have anything full time. Please do not fire me right now. They're like, "No, it doesn't matter. We gotta let you go." Mind you, this is a place I used to work for that I had no issues with.
Yeah.
However, prior to me coming back, I had the hardest time trying to get back in. Okay? So I called Kwani. I said, "Kwani, you will not believe." I'm in tears. I was like, "You will not believe this. I just got fired." She's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I just got fired." I said, "But you'll never guess what just happened with that. The person that lives in Atlanta said they have a job for me if I move to Atlanta." We had not ever talked about moving to Atlanta. We talked about moving. It was like, "No, we're not gonna move." Again, our renter is still not paying rent. We were supposed to get him evicted on March 25th. The governor shut down all evictions the week before.
Correct.
So that means he was now still in our house in March, April, May, and June. January, February, March, April, May, June. 6 months that he did not pay rent. He owes us with the fees over $12,000. That came out of my pocket, me and my wife's pocket, and I was working one job. And we were still paying 2 car notes
and your mortgage
and my mortgage. And I just got fired.
Ooh. Ooh.
Y'all, it gets even better. So during the pandemic, they were laying people off left and right. I went to the person that was my manager where I was working clinically part-time. And I said, "Listen, I just got fired from this place. Are we hiring full-time?" She said, "No." She said, "But just keep working the hours that you're working." Y'all, I was pulling in full-time plus hours at a part-time position from the time I got fired to the time I left to come to Atlanta.
Wow.
Man.
Then I get interviewed for the position here in Atlanta. I get it. I told Quan, I said, I'm sorry, before that, I said, "If I get this position, we're going to Atlanta." I said, "Okay." We prayed about it. We started reading a book. I can't think of the name of the book right now. Gosh, what's the name of that book? But it talks about a journey and what to expect when you pray for things to happen.
Yes.
That you have to what you're praying for. Are you really ready for what is about to happen?
Yes.
And when I tell y'all we were praying, we started actually, they can follow Kwani. We started telling the testimony. Of that journey of everything from when I got fired to when I moved. Mind you, the person that was living in our rental tried to burn it down. Allegedly. I can't say for sure that I know I didn't do it. Yeah. But our house got caught on fire. And so, y'all, let me tell you, we got the house fixed. the insurance came in, we had someone that was supposed to fix it, but couldn't find them. We got somebody to come in and fix it that fixed it cheaper. We got the house. We got 2 houses in Maryland sold during a pandemic. 2. The blessings keep coming. My mom lives in Atlanta, right? So she lives here in Atlanta, so we're able to stay with her.
Yeah.
We're getting a house built. That's a whole nother journey. Yo, I'm telling you, when a door closes, another opens, but you have to be prepared to get this journey. Let everybody know the journey is not always a smooth journey.
Yes.
This is not always smooth. The end result is nice, but to get to it is it's not going to be smooth. So you have to be able to have that faith, look back on where you've been, understand that God's hand is there to guide you.
Yeah.
He will not bring you to a point and then just leave you. Like, hey, stay right there. You good. And then just go. No.
Yeah.
Or dangle something in front of you and like, nah, that's not what I want you to have anyway. That's not him. That's not his character. His promises are forever. They're true. And even when we mess up, I'm telling y'all, I'm here to tell you, I've messed up. I've done things that I shouldn't have done. I've gone a different way where I shouldn't have. He lets us make the mistakes and say, okay, are you ready to come my way now? Right there, there's a Kurt Franklin song. It talks about how Father knows best. That's the name of the song. Father knows best. He lets us do what we think we should do, but he doesn't let us go. He's like, you want me to guide you the way you're supposed to be guided, or do you want? Okay, you're gonna do it on. That's fine, but I'm right behind you. But he's right there. So when I fall, he picks me up. He said, "Are you ready for me to take over?" He gives us chances. He lets us mess up multiple times. And so I'm telling y'all, it's great. Yeah.
Dude.
Father knows best.
I'm telling you, you know what's funny? A lot of people, and I'm gonna say, especially in our community, you know what I'm saying when I say our community. When we get a PhD or we hear somebody get a PhD or somebody becomes a doctor, we're like, man, they made it. That's it.
No.
And this is all happening while you have 2 doctors in one house, right? So this is the thing, that the journey doesn't stop.
No.
The journey does not stop, and you have to be prepared to go the next extent of your journey. You know, because when you're trying to get to a destination, you probably have to come off a train, get onto a bus, get into a taxi, get onto a ferry, get into a boat, get onto a plane. You don't know what's going to happen on that journey, and you just have to be ready for it.
So let me say this real quick. On that journey between now and coming to here, I had an interview. So when I got fired at the place clinically, no, I'm sorry, that wasn't there. When I left Howard, I was gonna go to another institution. They wanted someone that had a PhD. They wanted someone who was interested in research, and they wanted someone that had been a PA for at least 6 or 7 years. I checked off every box. I didn't get the job. I didn't get the job because someone said, a student said that because I said a cuss word on a one-on-one interaction with them, that they didn't want me because of that.
Donny, curse.
So this is the reference. They asked me how was PA school. I was like, yo, PA school was hard. Hard.
Yeah.
I said it. I'm one-on-one with the students. I'm trying to be,
Yep.
And they said, well, he cursed. I'm telling y'all, me cursing got me where I am now. Let me tell you, it wasn't meant for me to be. Had I cursed or not cursed, I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. They were gonna find something.
God shut that door. Said that's not where I wanted to go. He's like, you're supposed to go somewhere else. It was uncomfortable to think about moving from a place you had been for 14 years.
Correct.
the roots you had established.
Yes.
It was hard. It was the toughest decision me and my wife have made together in a long time.
Yeah.
I
But
know
it has.
in the civilian sector, that's like that's one of the things. Like when I hear somebody's when I say civilian sector, like, but because I'm military, but in the civilian sector, when I hear somebody say like, yeah, man, that's a very challenging thing for people to do, is to move sometimes even 2 counties over.
Yeah.
And it will
Yeah.
stop a lot of people from progressing because they don't want to,
Yes.
because like you said, my roots are here, I have to be here, my friends are here, I have to be here.
Hmm.
Man, that's so interesting.
And
Yeah,
then
man.
to and then to go into a place where I haven't lived with my mom since I was 18,
Mm,
and now I have a family.
yes.
So my independence has been taken away to some degree,
Yeah.
and now I have to start all over. And again, wait. We're in our period right now of waiting. So our journey, there are different segments of the journey, and now we're on the waiting part again. So that door is closed, another door is open, but we're still waiting for other things to happen. So it was
Man.
tough. It has been tough. It has been,
I don't
but
want
it's rewarding.
I don't want you to give up on owning property though. I
Say
know I don't want you to give up on having all the renters.
it.
I
Listen,
know, I know,
He's laughing.
trust me, I know,
listen.
but to build wealth, that is
I
one of the
know.
fastest wealth builders. I know it's discouraging. It's discouraging.
Listen.
Now, if you're gonna get another rental, I suggest you get a duplex or something higher, because, like you said, when one person, when it becomes 100% loss because you have
Hmm.
a single family, it's
Yeah.
devastating. But if you have a
Yeah.
duplex, one person's not paying, but the other's paying, you can manage. But
Right.
when,
Right.
yeah.
Listen. Listen. That person that was with us put this. I don't know if you ever had casserole.
Yes.
It was worse than that. It
Man.
was worse than that, man.
Sugar
But that
said
takes
fish oil.
I know, I know.
Trust me, I understand, and I know that generational wealth and that stream of income that's there, that residual stream of income. I know.
Yeah.
It's me. When God opens that door again, we'll talk, man.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force that
Nope.
door open. I gotta walk past that one, and they gotta be cracked already. You gotta be cracked.
Exactly. No, no, that I have to be blown in that one.
Yeah. There you go. Like, where we going? Where we going? Yeah.
Right. Like Dorothy was taken to the Wizard of Oz by a tornado. That's what I need to happen.
Oh man.
But I understand. I
I know
understand.
it's very discouraging. I know.
Oh man. Yeah, Donnie, man, this has been phenomenal. And travelers, man, I wanted to get Donnie on here, Dr. Donnie, Dr. R, to share his story with you because, man, I've been through it with him for at least 8 years. Some of the stuff, some of the transitions, and prayer lines together, man, just talking about different
Man.
stuff in the journey, and men gathering together, just talking about just life in general, and
Yeah.
just everyone has this picture of success and what it's supposed to look like for them, but a lot of people can't picture the trials that come to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot
Yeah.
of people want to say, I'm going to be a champion one day, but they don't see getting up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it's one of those things where we're like we've been showing you week after week. It's, hey, yeah, you will get there, but in order to get there, part of getting there is going through this and carrying this
Yeah.
with you.
You have to. You have to go through, and if you don't go through it, I think you start thinking that you did it yourself. Like,
Hmm.
I did this. No, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there is no way possible. I would, had not God moved the way He moved, I would not have been here. I'm
Mm.
telling you, He closed doors that forced me to focus on where He wanted me to go. And I was like, okay. And again, I go back to the point where when I was at Howard, what I was doing at Howard was preparing me for what I have to do now at Morehouse.
Wow.
Like I'm telling you, it's scary.
Yes. It's almost
scary.
like yeah. I know that feeling.
You can't set that up.
When you're doing way over there one time and you get a position, you're like, man, if I hadn't done that there, I wouldn't be here for this.
I'm telling you, there's no possible way. No possible way. I mean, everything that, the things that happened to me at other places, learning how to deal with my temper, learning how to deal with my anger, learning how to deal with speaking to other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I may say something when I'm crying, but I'm speaking up so I can speak over my cry, but it's seen as inferior to other people or aggression.
Yeah.
I have to learn how to control that so that I could be mature in difficult situations so that I could be heard.
Yeah. You got to teach Marlon that
one. Everything that you go through in life, y'all, is a preparation for the next journey stop. And your stop again, it may be 10 months, maybe 10 years, but if you're following God, don't expect it to be comfortable in that spot or don't be surprised when it's time for you to move. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Some people can be places for a long period of time, but some people can be there for a short moment. And I encourage you to share your journey with others because you never know who else is going through the same thing or has been thinking about.
That's so key.
So share it. Let people know what you're going through. Let people know that you need prayer. Let people know that whatever the case may be, we have so much social media is like beyond what I can think of. You can reach so many people. So many people see what you're doing. And you could have said something 10 years ago now, and people see it and encourage them. So don't be afraid. This is why I'm doing this, because I want to be able to share it. So
Yeah. Nah, appreciate that, dude. And listen, one question I want to ask you, well, two more questions.
Sure.
One, if people want to just follow you on your journey, is there a way for them to? I want you to shout out your wife's platform as well. We get that on there.
Yeah.
And then also any other way they can connect with you and just see your journey. You guys will not be. It's going to be full of excitement, man. I tell you that much, man. The stories that he's told. He only told a portion of the stories. The one that's fresh right now. There's been plenty of it.
Love the transparency.
Yeah, love it, man.
Listen. I'm learning that transparency is vulnerability, but at the same time is genuine. When you show people the genuine side of you, I even cried at my interview at Morehouse. Morehouse asked me, they was like, what's the biggest lesson you've learned thus far? And I just broke down crying right there with that question because I knew God was taking me to Morehouse at the time that it was happening. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to go. I was like, I can't. It was crazy. But this is, I know we're on video.
No, we good. Yep.
So that's her.
Yeah, got it.
And then she on Facebook. I'm sorry, that's Facebook. And yeah, here it is at the bottom. You can see it too. It says, if you follow her, oh dang.
It's all right, Doc. It's all right.
She's a PhD mama, MAMMA, the PhD mama on Instagram.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
The PhD mama. All right, I'll also tag her on this one when we send out this right here.
So since all this has been happening, we've been sitting down and being transparent and talking about everything that's been happening, even up to now about our house. That we're getting built, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, but it's I appreciate it, but
go watch the video.
Go watch the video.
Oh my goodness!
Put it like this, Marlon. Our closing date was supposed to be February 26th. we still don't have a foundation.
We still don't have a foundation.
But listen, it's crazy. God is good, man. God is good. Last Friday, we talked about the fact that we didn't have our house yet. But it dawned on me and Kwani at the time. Kwani's like, "You want to do a live?" So we've been doing live. I said, "Sure." We had no idea what we were going to talk about. We get on the live, and I was like, "Babe, every time we get on these lives, we talk about the house." I said, "Are we coveting our blessing? Are we coveting our blessing that God is making us wait to say, I'm first, then the house?" I was like, man, do we do that? Do we covet our blessings to the point we overshadow the person who blessed us? And that just hit us, and we just started talking about it. And so we know this is for us because this is how I know. They told us we could get the house, or the guy was like, "Oh, we shouldn't be a problem." He ran my credit. Like, credit score is good. The student loans wasn't an issue, but he's like, "Okay, whatever." So that was in August. He finally gets back in touch with us in November. We had gone through all the process. So we picked out our lot, we picked out our show, we picked out everything.
Yes,
the
sir.
house was ready. Picked out everything. We went through the process backwards. If that ain't God telling you I got this. So he didn't call us and he's like, "You're not gonna be able to get the house. You may need to wait." It's like, all right, no problem. So we get on live, we talk about it. They told us that we're gonna get the house. 24 hours later, the lady was like, no. We got somebody that they can do it for you. So we get on the phone with them, put in a number. This is how I know it was God. He puts in all the numbers and he's like, "Okay, I'm about to hit enter to see if you get a pre-approval." He hit enter. He said, "Oh man, I can't believe it. It went through." With all the numbers that he had, he was shocked.
I can't believe it.
He's like, "Wow, it went through."
What's wrong with my computer?
I said, first of all, yes. I said, "But what does that mean?" He's like, "Well, when I put in the paperwork and when I do anything, your approval, you should be fine. There shouldn't be any problem." He's like, "So what you need is a pre-approval to get started, and this is what this is." So that was November. They got ready to get started. Our house foundation is on a big piece of granite, so they can't put the septic tank in the plumbing. So
they have to farther
so
away.
now they have to pull up all the granite and start all over.
Okay, yeah, because so you're getting septic tank versus city.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But I'm telling you, this process of waiting is another part of this journey that, again, when the dude said, "Oh wow, it went through," I was like, again, one income.
Yeah. Praise God, man. Yo.
My tag, real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm on Instagram. You can follow me. I don't do much. I follow my wife more than me, but I'm Profess Don P, Profess PROF Don P on Instagram, and I'm Donny Art on Facebook. You can find me. So
cool, man.
But yeah, I put stuff on there time to time. But my wife is the person that really gets out there, and she writes for spiritual books, and she's worked with various people in writing books and chapters in First 5 and stuff. So, but as far as that journey, you can follow us on that. It's called Testimony Loading, because it's still going. It hasn't finished.
Testimony Loading. I love it. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yo, Donny, go ahead. Yeah, Donny, man, appreciate you, dude, for coming on and just sharing this part of your journey. This phase of your life, showing us how it started showing us how you learn lessons going all the way through, and those lessons are applicable to where you are right now, and how it's equipping you for the next one, right?
Yeah.
And that's so important for our travelers to hear. Travelers, man, we want to thank you guys for just always being here with us and just taking the time to listen to these stories. We want to thank you for all the reviews you have left us, and all the love that you're showing us. And Marlon and I, man, we have some great things in store for you, as we already mentioned earlier in the show. So stay tuned. But we're looking for more and more ways in which not only that we can support you, but you can support us. So thank you so much again, Dr. Ard. Much love to you, man. Be blessed, and travelers, we'll see you again next week at the same time on the Success Journey Show. All right, everyone.
I just got it. Travelers, the journey. Word.
There we go.
I'm a little slow, but I got it.
There we go. Peace, y'all. Have a good one.
You've been listening to an abbreviated version of the Success Journey Show on 216 The Net. If you'd like to continue to hear the full show, go to 216thenet.com. Click on Success Journey Show tab, and you'll be directed to a full podcast version.